Hello everybody, welcome back to my everybody? No, it's everyone. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reading The Maze Runner while I give my thoughts and opinions on scenes, and I'm gonna try to finish the whole book. Right now I'm on page 273, chapter 42. There is 374 pages. I'm gonna see if I can finish the last 100 pages in one sitting. Right now it's 6:24, so I'll probably eat dinner soon. I have to set this up with my tripod. Ugh. It won't fit.
That's what she said.
I have my water, my book, and a blanket. All I need in life. Okay, so I did a little bit more reading after dinner, but I think I'm just gonna end it for today. I got to page 325, which is pretty good, I think. I only have 50 more pages left until I am finished, but I definitely will be finishing tomorrow. So it is the next day and I only have 50 pages left to read today, so I am going to probably just do that in one sitting because it's not that difficult. And then I'm going to share my opinions, give you my review, and talk about the difference between the books and the movies. I think today I'm going to read on the floor. Just a heads up, in my review there are going to be some spoilers, so if you haven't read The Maze Runner and you are planning to, I just stop the video now if you don't want to spoil it for yourself. Where do I begin? This book is just so good. I've seen all the movies, so I know what happens, but I still enjoyed reading this book. I think that there are some things that the movie didn't put in, and there are some details that you can put in books that can't be properly translated into movies. I would say that I went into it expecting what happened in the movie, but I got so much more. Like, there were tons of different scenes and just things that I really enjoyed, honestly. I would say for rating, I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. Because I don't want to overrate it, because yes, it's a good book and I love the concept, but I feel like it just went on for kind of a long time, not gonna lie, and the ending was kind of pretty long, honestly. But otherwise, I really enjoyed all of it, and it was just amazing. And I think James Dashner's writing style is just really great, and I love how he combines prose with just regular sentences, but it's just, there's so much to talk about, honestly. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the characters, and I'm going to be comparing them to the movies / like, you know, how I envision them and things. One of the main things is Thomas was probably the closest to what I pictured him, like, in the movies, and I think Dylan O'Brien was a great pick, and I really liked that.
Why won't you tell me what's out there?
I'm trying to protect you, man.
For your own good. You guys can't just keep me here.
Can't let you leave.
Why not?
But I think Newt is, I imagined him way different. Reading the book, in the movies, he's like a scrawny, tiny kid, and in the books, he's described as like this big, muscular, like long-haired, blonde guy, and it's just, it's a little bit different than in the movies. I think Teresa was also pretty accurate. I imagined her a little bit different, but I think it was pretty close, I would say. One thing I'd like to say though is Teresa's personality is completely different in the books than the movies. Like in the books, she's like this like tough, no playing around business kind of girl, and in the movies she's more like, I'm afraid of everything. She's way better in the books, or in the first book at least. In the movies, I kind of was unfazed when Chuck died, mostly because I think they focused more on Thomas and Newt's friendship rather than Chuck and Thomas's friendship. And in the books, I think they connected a lot more. I don't know. I just think that Chuck's death was way sadder in the books than the movies. But everyone can have their own opinions, and I know that a lot of people liked the movie death way more than the book death, but not me. The next thing I want to talk about is details that the movie left out or just avoided completely. One detail that I think that the movie didn't include was they were in the maze. In the book, they were in the maze for 2 years, and in the movies they say they were in the maze for 3 years. It's just like details, honestly. Maybe I got that wrong, I don't know. And I just think it makes more sense that they were in there for 2 years rather than 3 years, because if they were in there for 3 whole years, I'm sure someone would have figured out by now, like, how to get out. Something that the movies didn't include was the fact that the code was like in letters, like the maze was spelling out letters, each section was. And I think that's just a really big part of the story, and I feel like in the movie, they just had it be so that they were all just gonna jump into the Griever hole, and that's it. But in reality, it was like a whole thing in the book, and it would have kind of been cool to see that. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was my favorite and least favorite characters. In the movies, I would have said my least favorite character was Gally. But in the books, I didn't have a least favorite character. I think that in the books, Gally's reactions were understandable, and so were Albie's, and I think that everyone had a reason for doing something, which I really admired. But in the movies, they just kind of made Gally out to be like the bad guy, like pushing people around for no reason and wanting to hold them back for no reason.
We gotta stop meeting like this, Granny. Come on, Granny. We're not done yet. Stop calling me Greenie. Stop calling you that? What do you want to be called? Shank?
And I know they don't talk about this a lot in movies, but Albie burning the maps in the book also was understandable. And I think that everyone had reasonable reactions because everyone reacts to the same situations in different ways. And I think sometimes people forget that and they're like, oh, this character was so annoying and they were just like so whiny. But everyone reacts to situations in different ways, and I think that everyone's reaction was understandable. I know I said that was the last thing, but I have one more thing I would like to talk about. Thomas and Teresa's telepathy thing with their minds. That was interesting. I think they did not include that in the movies as much. I think they included her voice sometimes when Thomas was getting flashbacks, but they couldn't like communicate with their minds in the movies, or at least they didn't clearly show that. In the books, they can speak with their minds, and I think that actually plays a big part in Teresa's character development in the first book, because they're like talking to each other and Thomas is getting like connected to her literally, and that just wasn't in the movies, and I feel like it would have been a cool addition. But I know that in movies they try to make it as realistic as possible, and in books literally anything can happen, but transferring it to film is kind of harder. I think that it would have been cool to see Thomas and Teresa communicating that way, but I also understand why they didn't. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I might do more of these videos because I really enjoy doing like read with me vlogs and then a review at the end. Those are really fun. And I'll see you next week for next week's video. And yeah, bye!